Magandang gabi Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. Mula po rito sa SMI Studio sa Davao City, Philippines. Welcome sa isa na namang programang episode ng Gikan sa MASA para sa MASA, kung saan tatalakayin natin ang malagang issue sa loob at labas ng bansang Pilipinas. At para ipakilala ang mangunguna sa talakayan sa gabi ito, narito po ang ating pinakamamahal na pastor, Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy. Magandang gabi po, Pastor.
Magandang gabi sa iyo, Kati. Magandang gabi at magandang araw, magandang tanghali, magandang hapon sa lahat ng mga tagapanood natin sa buong Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. Tatalakay na naman tayo sa mga mahalagang issue ngayong gabi ito at alam ninyo kung sino ang ating pong magdadala ng ating mga tatalakayang mga issue ngayon. Walang iba kundi ang ating kagalang-galang, butihing former president, ang ating pong Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. Magandang gabi, Mayor.
Magandang gabi sa iyo, Pastor, sa inyong lahat, sa bayan.
Yung unang talakay natin, Mayor, ay ganito. Sinabi na dito, how are you, Mayor? On November 3, news outlets published that you accidentally slipped and fell in your bedroom. Kumusta na po ang health ninyo ngayon?
Ganito yung Pastor. You have been to my house. Ang bahay ko kasi maliit. Tapos yung hagdanan, wala man akong space na magawa ng hagdanan na ganon. Paikot lang sa isang poste. Yung talagang nakapalibot lang yung
Spiral.
so very narrow. But hindi ho yun ang problema. Hindi ang hagdanan yung gumagamit ng hagdanan. Alam mo, while I was going down, I was already talking to somebody over sa cellphone ko. Kaya usually ang muscle memory mo, maski nakapikit ka, if you have been using the stairs for about 2 to 3 years, alam mo na kung because may muscle memory ka na, ang paa na mismo ang magano. The problem is when you get to be matanda na, hindi masyadong maganda ang grip ng paa. Minsan ganon sa gitna, minsan dito, minsan tama lang. So I was talking to somebody and going down at the same time. So bigla lang akong nag-sleep, napaupo ako. Yun lang po, but my wife, si Canilet, was worried about the incident, so she insisted on me going to the hospital for a x-ray. Baka may na raw dito sa likod or whatever. So, sa awa ng Diyos, okay naman yung x-ray. Ang mali yung asawa ko. She was insistent talagang pupunta kami sa... Sabi ko naman kasi okay lang, wala naman akong, you'd know how bad you had fallen by the pagtindig mo, may diferensya na. Pero sabi ko wala man. But still, that night, pumunta kami sa... So maraming tao, maraming nakikita. Alam mo ito, that's the... I don't know if it's a blessing or a pain sa civilization natin, itong cellphone. So hindi ka basta-basta Pastor. You're always at the mercy of kasi kanino. Kunan ka ng picture, sa ayaw mo at hindi. Lalo na sa akin, naging politiko ako. Hindi ko naman masabi na wag. So, kukunin ka baski lubalakad ka sa harap nila. Magawa ko na lang mag-smile. Ganon, pero ganon ang nangyari. Sabi ko sana na okay lang naman. Walang problema. Hindi na kasi nakahawak naman ako. Pasaray, ang isa lang problema, may kausap ako. So but usually, even without really thinking about what you're doing sa stairs, the muscle memory that you have gathered all those years na ginagamit mo yung hagdanan, pwede mo ang takbuhin eh. But sometimes you are not really at it because you're busy. Nawawala yung kunting instinct mo sa how you go about. So, pag-x-ray, okay naman. Okay na ako.
So, salamat po, Mayor, at okay kayo. Pangalawa, Mayor, ang usap-usapan ngayon ay yung destabilization plot na di umano'y pinamumunuan ng mga retiradong military generals. Meron pong ilang grupo na ikinakabit sa inyo, Mayor, ang planong kudita dahil ICC is coming to town daw po. Ano po ang maging reaksyon ninyo dito, Mayor?
I really do not know how I was dragged into this. But you know, as a former employee of government, I remember talking to some of the retired generals. Ang sinabi ko lang naman doon, among others, which was really the important point in my discussion was, as long as there is no serious issue of corruption, sabi ko, what would bring the government down the drain is pag ang malaman ng tao na ang pera nila ginagastos mo para sa sarili mo. That was about what I told the military. And as a former president and the mga retired generals, maybe they have quoted me ng wrong. Pero sabi ko nga bring it out in the open. When we talk about kudeta or changing government by force, you talk about it openly para walang duda. For example, if there is really the serious issue of corruption, which I think is not present right now, frankly, not because I want to scare somebody or anybody or everyone. Wala akong nakitang in the horizon, however short or long ang tingin ko na would be issues enough to create another turmoil. Pero ang pinaka issue talaga na mabigat pag may corruption sa gobyerno and it's rampant, uncontrolled, and unabated. Uncontrolled. Walang magkukontrol. Pero as long as there is the sense of at least may ombudsman, taong bayan, or the president himself, he should know. The president should know because he has at his disposal every information that he can use to counter the threats to democracy. So walang problema yan. Marcos should know kung saan yung mga weak points, especially corruption. Doon siya mag-concentrate. Marcos, wala akong masasabi. I would not say that he is corrupt. Pero siya lang, I cannot make any categorical statement of the others. It's not because na meron silang ginagawa. Far from it actually. It's my I just really do not know. So I would not want to venture any thing. Papasok ako ng discussion because I do not have the wherewithals. Pero from our experience, pati lahat ng bumagsak na the serious issues against the government at that time, kung sila yung umawak ng gobyerno is yung corruption. Corruption talaga.
So yung corruption, Mayor, kung rampant yun, delikado, no? Delikado.
So, yan ang i-control talaga ng presidente. Madali lang man yan, Pastor. Sabihin lang niya, isang salita lang yan. Whether it could be, I'm not trying to attribute anything, pero the usual kasi yung paboritong is the customs BIR. Granting that or assuming na totoo yan o hindi, all he has to do is or any other government isang sabi mo lang, do not do it. Or if it is a contract amounting to billions, itong mga government owned corporations, pwede mo lang padala mo yung justification mo for approving or disapproving a contract. Para malaman ko kung madali lang man. You only give the legal office, your legal office sa Malacanang, to tell them to give you a synopsis. Yung brief lang na isang page lang na malaman ang mga abogado, isang tingin lang rin yan . So ganun lang yan. Wala mang problema. Pero yan ang talking about a kudeta or a violent overthrow of government. Historically dito, it's always corruption. Abuse of authority. Uncontrolled mga abuses na hindi talaga na pipigilan. So, simple lang yan. Isang salita ng presidente yan. Maniwala naman lang. And there's always the military mautusan niya na kindly because upon his orders, the military can always intervene. And that's about it.
Pero Mayor, you've been a president, you've been there in that office before, and in one of your SONA speech, sinabi mo na hindi ko alam na yung gobyerno pala ang magiging kalaban ko dito. Yung mga sariling mga gobyerno. So, anong nakikita mo talaga na rampant ang corruption? Because you've been very, very strict with regards to corruption in your public service. Noon you in Davao, as a congressman, as a mayor, until you became president. You are the only president na talagang tumututok dyan at sinabi mo talagang dapat walang corruption. So, ano yung nakikita ninyo na nangyayari nung presidente kayo?
Well, corruption historically is rampant in this country. Lalo na doon sa matataas and transactions involving billions. But at that time, I was addressing myself to yung issues at that time na mga questionable transactions and nakikita ko yung mga tao, yung mga nandiyan yan sila palagi, they are a permanent fixture dyan sa anong klaseng administrasyon. Nandiyan yan sila palagi. So they make millions. Apparently, greed has no limits. So kung baski anong administrasyon, pag magka-pera lang sila and di wallow in wealth, anak nila, Amerika, nag-aaral, abroad, may mga bahay sa abroad, makikita mo naman sa lifestyle. Even sa kotse, mga modelo yung mga Mercedes-Benz. Ang taong bayan, at ako, kung makikita, gandang kotse na yun, kanino yun? Parang gano'n. But they yung mga professional, they tend to flaunt it, actually. They probably enjoy it or find contentment in doing it. Ganun talaga ang, well, not only in the Philippines but elsewhere. Pero kasi dito, we are not concerned about what's happening in the other parts of the world, in Asia or in the America. Sa Americas, the North and South, and in Europe. So we limit ourselves now because of this is a very dynamic and troubled world. It would be good just to stay focused on what ails our country. Hanggang dito lang muna tayo. Huwag tayong makialam dyan sa ibang ano. Kasi yung unahin natin yung atin. We cannot correct the mistakes of others in a way. It's not our problem. It does not concern the lives of the Filipinos, so what the heck?
We've been talking just before we came to the studio of what's happening in the world today. So troubled. It seems that the world is burning and there is extremism that really exploded in the Middle East. There is a war in Ukraine and Russia, now in the Middle East between Hamas and Israel and other Arab countries around. So the very extremist Arab countries, I will not name names, but they are calling for a global jihad. Do you think this extremism will really spill over to our country later on, sooner or later?
If there is a violent trouble in that part of the world, the Middle East, baka kakalat ito. But I hope it wouldn't, because tayo wala naman tayong ano dito sa Pilipinas. We are at good terms with everybody, with the indigenous tribes, the main Islam and Christian. And so far, maging centuries naman ito na wala naman tayong civil war here because of religion. We have been maganda ang tolerance natin dito sa ating religious fervor. So I hope that it would not reach our shores, and tingin ko malayo, and nobody would want to start it anyway. Mas lalo na tayo. So think first of being a Filipino, and huwag na muna yung reliyon. Pag-usapan na natin yan. Think about it before you sleep. Don't let it seep into your conscious mind as to create a a something that is not good to be thinking about it every day because medyo masama ang you just worship your own God and I would worship because your God is my God. There can never be two gods. Three gods. It has to be only one God, and that God is for everybody. It's one supreme being that rules not even the universe. It rules from nothing to nothing. Parang ganun yan. It's always there. You do not have to think of it because it's nothing, but it's there. And that is God. That's why automatic yan. Pagkasaktan ka na, may ipit yung paa mo. Ay, Diyos ko po, my God. Makakita ka ng magandang babae, my God. Sabi ng Diyos, what? Why God? Why is He? Alam mo, we are a creation of the Almighty. And alam ng Diyos yung faults natin, ang the human frailties. We should not be too conscious of every time that we move that we displease God. God knows that you will commit sin after sin, mistake after mistake, in violation of God's God wants us to be God wants us to be good, all of us. But alam mo, when He created man, He made sure that meron kang sariling conscience. Because if God created the world, man and woman, at ginawa ng isang robot lang, sabihin ng Diyos, pag isang direksyon lang, pag go at traffic, go lahat. Pag stop lahat. It's was automated thing. That is not what God intended it to be. God wanted man and a woman equipped with a conscience, intelligence that can discern what is good or bad for them in this planet. Sinadya talaga ng Diyos yan. At sabihin mo na God knows everything from beginning to end. So He knows how you would begin and then. Correct. But what you do in the beginning and then in between,
It's up to you.
that's a vast, yes. That's why I give you the conscience to weigh what is right and what is wrong. Kasi God never intended to create a robot. Hindi naman siya bata na maglaro ng robot eh.
Freedom of choice tayo.
So ginawa niya yung universe, whatever, gaano kalaki yan, and planet Earth, where there are human beings equipped with conscience, intelligence. That is how God. Ba't ka nagtanong na bakit hindi robot na lang? Well, actually, kung tanongin mo rin ako, if kung gano'n lang naman ka, why would he play with robots? He's not a child. he would want to have a planet called Earth, with human beings equipped with a conscience, intelligence, to discern what is right and wrong. So that he would have a kind of so ito sabihin mo na alam pala ng Diyos na pupunta ako sa impyerno, ano? Ang alam ng Diyos, binigyan ka na niyang utak, it is for you to decide. Now, God said that there is a heaven and the hell. Well, I don't know. Wala naman talaga nakapunta doon. But, pag ako ang nauna sa inyo, ite-text ko lang kayo kung ano talaga nangyayari. In the meantime, there is, alam mo, ang tama o mali. Mamili ka lang dyan eh. Sa buhay na ito, tama o mali. Dalawa lang. So, mamili ka, tama o mali. Tama ka, then you please God. Criminal ka, then God is not happy with you. And maybe He will send you to hell. Pero kung sabihin mo yung predestination, that pagkatao nga, that's I think it's a Calvinist theory na pagkatao mo, there is that a foregone conclusion na no, that's what makes God unique, because He made a very unique creation, yung conscience. Ayaw ng God magawa ng robot. He has no use for it.
Pero tayong choice meron.
Masabihin niya, bakit niya create yung paradise si Adam at si Eve? Those are the dynamics which is left better answered kung ilibing na tayo. We can never fathom the mystery of life and death in this. There is no one sure formula of solving that kind of problem. These are the imponderables na hindi mo talaga makawa. You'll go crazy if you just keep on thinking. But prayers and just being good, not really very good, but dito ka lang sa tama. Do not go about abusing your fellow men, killing them, just because the irony of it all is all of us, whatever religion, isang lang talaga ang Diyos. We believe in one supreme being that's given. If it's a question of life and religion, given na yan. So, not all issues and questions can be answered by mere mortals kagaya natin. It's something that which you have to strive by prayers, enlightenment, or others would just go about doing evil things. Now, bakit sabi na, si Diyos siya, bakit nag-create siya ng hell? You know, hell is just a fiction. It's how you live in this life. Even if you have the wealth, even if you have the money and everything, but if you want hell in this planet, you will have it. Ikaw naman kung simple ka lang, you till 1 hectare of land and you wait for the produce product and araro ka lang dyan. At the end of the day, you eat simple meal to sleep and you believe in God and you are contented and happy. Alam mo, ako mag-isip ako sa buhay, I would have preferred na simple lang ako na tao. Maybe sa bukid talaga. Not even owning a land. Whatever magpabili ka ng ratan dyan o ano. But at the end of the day, magkain ka, pamilya mo, wala namang nightclub doon na. So, it's not a deprivation, but rather, it's something which you find yourself in this world. Now, the question is, bakit hindi ako doon sa kabila? Do not start to be inquisitive to the point of madness. Because you cannot find the answer. Bakit pinatay itong mahusay na tao? Bakit ito minasakir? Look what's happening. Sa labas ngayon, Lebanon, kita mo patay yung mga baby na pina-decapitate. You'd ask, kung may Diyos, bakit niya? Why would He allow these things to happen? So that question mark sometimes leaves you in a great doubt. Kaya ako sabi, bakit gano'n? If there is God, what the hell is happening here? You cannot just go out outright and say, God, you answer this question. He created man. I said He equipped it with the conscience, the mind, intelligence. And that is probably how it is going to work until kingdom come. We will never know the answer. But in this world, since we do not have the answer, and alam naman natin na lahat ng tao, what is good and what is bad, what you can do and what you cannot do. So, the better practice is just to be on the right side. Hayaan mo nang sabi nila yung impyerno, baka totoo. And they would be dancing on fire. The soul, sabi niya, kasi yung kaluluwa, wala namang physical body yan. So, hindi na nasasaktan yan. It's not the kind of fire that you're thinking about, yung ordinaryong puspuro. It is something else, and it is in the realm of the scheme of things. It is in the realm of spiritual. So, mamili ka. You do not have to be in good terms with your kaya ko, I'm a product of so many lahat ng ako puro religious ako from Ateneo here, punta ako ng Digos. Brothers of the Sacred Heart. Dalawa yan. Yung girls department, iba yun. Pati yung boys. Yung boys was run by itong Brothers of the Sacred Heart of Canada. Iba yung sa babae. So doon ako dinala ng then ay punta ako ng San Beda. Alam mo yun, nakikinig sa akin lahat ng mga classmate ko, pati lahat ng taga San Beda, pati pare.
Mayor, I have a follow-up question about this is the 28 days of the Israel-Hamas war, and it is still ongoing very intensely. Israel continue bombing the headquarters, the enclaves of the Hamas terrorists. What do you think, and when do you think, or where do you think will this end? How will it end in your assessment, Mayor?
Alam mo, Pastor, yung the creation, the Diyos, yung tao, they are not really readily accepted by society. It's a tribe. And it cuts across. There are Jews everywhere noon, Germany. Pero ang bias kasi ng nila dyan sa Jews is historical. It goes back to the time of panahon nila Jesus Christ. Para talagang yung tao dyan sa kanila. Parang kontrabida yan sila. And they do not, most of the, a majority of the civil world, parang hindi yan sila acceptable. So, kaya nga nung panahon ni Hitler, isa ring ugok, gathered the 3 million Jews and executed them. And now it is brewing. May magulo ngayon sa Middle East. Nag-aalita na naman itong mga those who are on the other side of the camp, yung religion, usually, an issue of religion, Islam, and with the others. So, magulo doon ngayon, there's a fight, there's a raging war. And ang problema kasi nitong Hamas, it's a terrorist organization. I'm very sorry to mention it in passing, not on purpose. Na itong Hamas kasi is, they are, sad to say, the Muslims. They've always been fighting dito sa mga Jew. Ever since the state of Israel was crafted dyan sa Middle East, wala yan noon but that was a civil war because maraming Jew distributed everywhere in Russia, mostly in Europe. Wala silang nation. Hindi kagaya ng ibang mga tribo, nagkaroon sila ng kanilang nation, state, government, ganun. Ang mga Palestinians, nagkaroon sila ng Palestine Authority. Pero ang mga Jews wala. So, para walang gulo, ang ginawa nitong Amerika, France, United Kingdom, at iba pang mga European powers, they helped create the State of Israel in the Middle East. Kasi ang mga Jews talaga, yun ang lugar nila, yun ang origin nila. Pero wala silang state. Kaya nagre-rebelde sila kung saan-saan. In Russia, everywhere, they were revolting because para rin silang, tawag ng wandering Jew. So wala silang mapuntahan. So, itong mga tama naman, America and the others, ito, magawa tayo ng statehood, which was not accepted and will never be accepted by the Arab nations. Because yung Israel, nakapalibot dyan sa Arab countries. Siya lang yung mag-isa. Hindi nga masyado yung alitan between Christians and Muslim. It does not exist there. Well, not anyway, not now. But itong Jew, because parang ima ang tingin sa kanila. Ayaw sa kanila. And even in America, karamihan na mayayaman mga Jew, kasi enterprising Europe, yung sa Germany, yung Europe, you gather 3 billion men, women, and children, tapos patay mo for no reason at all. Ito rin ang nangyayari ngayon. When you rape babies, you decapitate old people, helpless for nothing. Tayo naman dito, ayaw natin makisali. So ako, I will not, maybe not now, I'm just narrating to you what we have heard on TV, saw on TV, and itong sa newspaper. So it's happening. Ano bang galit nila diyan sa mga Hudyo na bakit ganunin nila? Yung kibbutz is not, si pastor na ilang beses na doon kaya.
Yes, we are.
The raided kibbutz, parang barangay ba yan?
Yes, it's a village of families.
The raided kibbutz yung puro Jew, tapos kinidnap nila.
Pinatay.
Ayun, yung stage nila ngayon, yung 203 may Amerikano pa. Ayaw ko kung buhay pa. Yan, pag na wala yan, if they cannot produce those people in due time, this will create a reaction from all countries. Pati na tayo. Not because there's a Filipino, there's none. But ang human natin is we do not cannot think even of brutality sa isang tao. So we tend to side with those who are injured or on the receiving end. Maybe they're also capable of doing it. But what's important, ngayon, ganito ang nangyayari. So, ako, I condemn what they have done because it is not good. But you have to make a stand. You know, this is saying that the hottest place in hell is occupied or reserved persons, human beings, who in moral crisis maintain their core neutrality. Hindi tayo pwede hindi magsalita eh. Sabihin mo, huwag tayo makialam dyan kaya masalit tayo. Hindi pwede ganun. We're human beings and we have to condemn what is bad and what is really cruel and brutal. Just because sabi ng mga madamay ang Pilipinas, well, somehow madadamay talaga whether you keep silent. Dadating na niya sa iyong better na alam na nila na ayaw mo at hindi mo nagustuhan. At kung gagawin mo, di sige. Sure take. Mamili ka. Mahirap na yung sabihin, maghintay na, sige, baka pagdating nila dito, mag-ano lang tayo. Habang ako yung Pilipino dito sa Pilipino, papayag ba ako ng ganon? Pwede yung ganon na, I want to be. By the way, Pastor, ginamit ko yung lahat ng damit mo kasi napasa talaga, kita ko nung kanina. Bagong jacket, basa talaga pati yung jacket ko na ano. So, I'm just,
You're so welcome.
nag-ano lang ako, Pastor, ha? Naunahan na lang na para madala ko ba dito kaya alang-alang magubad ako.
Good thing, Mayor.
In all probability, hindi na rin ito mapabalik dito.
Hindi namin ginagamit. So, why not?
Kasi pasang-basa ako kanina. I have this there's a tempo that let me just record few seconds hyperhidrosis something sweating. Alam mo, I used to have sweaty hands. Maski nung maliit pa ako, mahiya na talaga ako kasi maglamano. And yet, I ventured into politics knowing that I have this... so every time na mag-shake hands ako, nung mayor ako, siyempre basa talaga ang gamay ko. Ginaganon ko muna sa pantalon. Tapos, sinasabi ko, basa ang gamay ko. I have sweaty hands. So, nung tayo yung pastor sa Amerika, si asawa ko si Panilalit. Doon siya sa Cedar Sinai. Si hospital dyan sa lapit sa Hollywood. Nurse kasi ito si Anilet. There's a certain doctor, a famous neurosurgeon, Martin Cooper. He was the one who operated on Elizabeth Taylor nung nagkaroon siya ng aneurysm. Nag-gap dito yung ano. Sabi niya na yun lang yung gawin ko. Palaging basa. So, nung mayor ako, mahiya talaga ako na ano. Nung tatrabaho kasi siya sa nurse. So, para malaman lang totoo ng tao. Hindi naman masama yan eh. Sabi niya, meron dito na si Martin Cooper nga, neurosurgeon. May putulin lang siya dyan sa, but it's a very delicate operation. It's a single nerve na putulin niya na yung sweating maghinto. Pero sabi ng doktor sa akin, he was very emphatic about it. Just before the operation, wala kaming konsulta, he was a very busy man. Sabi niya, pag pinutol ko yan, paski anong gawin natin, your sweat will always go out of your body. Kaya yun yung makita ko na wala dito. It's so dry. Hindi nga ako ng papel yung ganon. Mahirap ako. Hindi ako wala akong moisture na konti. It's so dry. Pero ang sweating lumalabas sa katawan ko profusely. Kaya basa ako kanina pagbaba sa kaya ako nagbihis. Damit man ito ni Pastor. Kasi sa nag-aircon ako pero gano'n rin. Hyperhidrosis. Yan ang tawag nila. That's the medical term for excessive sweating. Wala na ako dito, pati sa paa. O dito sa torso, ayan. Basa ko yung makita ni Pastor pagbaba ko nung basagin. Lumalabas dyan sa basa. Pati sa likod. Pero sa awa ng Diyos, sabi nga nila ng kasi sa labas ako, natutuyo lang rin. Lalo na nung kakampanya ako, wala na ang time mag-busy. Sabi man pneumonia ka. Sa awa ng Diyos naman, natapos na lang yung kampanya sa buhay ko, okay pa naman ako. At least, not induced by, an ailment not induced by the excessive sweating sa katawan. Pag maglaro kami ng golf ni Pastor, yung likod ko, pare akong dito, parang nag-ihi ako sa pantalon. Pati dito, basa na talaga. Pulo talaga. Dito naman, hindi ako nagyabang. Hindi ako magsabi na mag-top ako. Far from it, actually. Ordinaryo lang ako na estudyante. But I could have done better. Sinabi ko sa nanay ko. Kasi yung panyo lang ang ginagamit ko na yung mga swetihan, di ba? Pag-exam. So, nagpa-plat yung mga yung yun ang problema.
Sa sweat yun mayo, sa pawis.
Especially, sabi nila,
sa kamay.
Si neurokin, under stress ka. Kaya mga babae minsan nervous, sabi, lumamig yung kamay. Kasi natakot o tsaka yung it's the dilation of the sweat. Kaming may Berger's disease is usually ang blood vessels natin ganon. They're already pumping of the heart. Pero ang message ng brain namin doon sa nervous system, entire body, is to constrict, parang takot kami. Hindi naman kami takot kasi wala namang, pero nakaganon yan. And if you smoke, because nicotine is a vasoconstrictor, sasara talaga yan. So there are two ways of losing your isang paa o dalawang paa mo. Sinasabi ko lang sa mga nagsisigarilyo kasi dumaan ako. Parang diabetes yan. Same. Pareho ang rason. There is not much circulation. It's narrowing of the blood vessels. The better practice is really to, bisan dito, nag-iinom ako pagka malig kamay. Bago ako lumalabas dito, naghahingi ako ng wine para yan ang, well, that's anyway. Marami pa tayong pag-usapan. Hayaan na yung mga ko.
Another issue here, a verbal sparring between former Chinese senior Air Force Colonel Zhao Bo and Philippine Coast Guard Commodore Che Tariela took place during a conference on the South China Sea in Vietnam last week. Zhao Bo said that the Tariela was portraying China as the devil in the region while the Philippines almost looks like an angel. In his post on X, the Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson said, "These barbarians chose to disregard the established rules-based order and instead aim to reshape the current system through intimidation and aggression. What for you does abiding in the international rules-based order stand for, Mayor?"
Alam mo, it's a matter of from where you look at. Kasi ang boundary ang pinag-usapan eh. Kasi nga dito sa Pilipinas, sa papatayan, kasi dyan sa squatters area, yung boundary, or even sa mga lupa natin, yung,
Yes, Mayor.
even how accurate yung teleskopyo ng mga geodetic engineering, there would still be trouble. So, itong atin, it's a question of territory. Pero tubig yan, but still territory. Sabi nga nila na sinabi ko raw na tubig lang naman paggawa yan. Tama. Kasi yung ilalim ng tubig are resources. But actually what I'm saying is bakit tayo magpagpatayan dyan sa tubig lang. In short, hanggang usap lang tayo. We cannot go beyond words. Period. If we go to arms, wala tayo. Hanggang words lang tayo. So, hindi ako I'm not trying to justify or defend China. As a matter of fact, at least I do not like what they do if they drive away this small fishermen there. Sa awa ng Diyos, hindi naman na ginagawa yan ngayon. To the credit of China, total ilan naman makuha ng isda rin dyan ng mga fishermen natin. Nobody would go there yung big time na fishing, Yun lang naman. So, they tolerate it hanggang ngayon. Mayat merong kunting nuances, hindi naman away. But we can always talk things over. Sometimes if it becomes a big issue, then I talk to my friend, Xi Jinping, the leader of China. Kasi nakaibigan ko talaga, and I value his friendship and his word. Hanggang usapan lang tayo dito. Wala kaming balak na makipag-away sa inyo. At kaya nga nung I went there for a private visit earlier ng taon na to, pagdating ko sa airport, there was this urgent message that Mr. Xi Jinping, even hindi na ako presidente, was inviting me for an audience with him. Nag-usap kami 1 hour, 14 minutes. Wala kaming pinag-usapan about itong South China Sea. Kung ano lang ang maganda sa buhay, kumusta siya, ganon. Parang kaibigan lang. Hindi naman rin ako official ng gobyerno. I have no business dwelling on matters which are already not mine because I'm no longer anybody. So, usap lang kami. But kung usap lang, kailangan kausapin si Mr. Xi Jinping or whatever, it might be serious one or not, that we can talk things over. Not not necessarily go into a confrontational stance. Mas malapit ako sa China, sa leader ng China mismo. I consider him a very good friend, very humble man, very considerate. Dan sa itong, wala naman akong, I have nothing against the Americans. Wala ako, pero wala akong connect doon sa kanila. Dito, pwede akong makiusap. China na huwag na lang girahin kasi wala naman talaga kaming kabuga. Usap na lang. Little accommodation here and there. Huwag na lang natin nasabihin mo, maghingi tayo, this is ours. Kakalimutan mo na yan, basta pasok-pasok lang yan. Paisda-isda lang. Kung tilapia lang ang makuha mo dyan sa South China Sea, okay na. Fresh water man yan, dalhin mo, dalak lang doon. At this time of my life, tanda na ako. Confrontational thing is bad. Noong bata pa ako siguro, even when I was mayor. Pero as I papunta na ako ng heaven, medyo kalmado na ako. And sometimes I could give you a wise advice. Medyo nakumpleto ko na yung cranial equation ko. And I could give you a good advice what to do. Dito sa atin, kaya mo muna yan dyan. Wala namang gumagalaw. At China, wala namang barko dyan. Walang warship sila dyan. Kaya ano lang natin. Sometimes we stray. And if we are kumaabutan nila ng patrol, but hanggang wala akong nakita. I have not seen, maybe before, but I do not remember a gray ship. Gray ship is a war barko na panggira. Gray ship ang tawag niya. Diyan sa South China Sea patrolling. So, napapasalamat ako sa, well, of course, kay Mr. Xi Jinping, pati sa Chinese people and government for being considerate. For after all, my friends, marami kaming Chinese dito sa Pilipinas. Maraming ancestry namin Chinese. But don't be telling them, baka hindi niyo alam. And I will not elaborate, baka sabihin nang papalaki ako ng ulo sa karamihan naman tayo halos eh. Ang kabarkada ni Lapu-Lapu noon in Czech eh. Ang Chinese mo lang bulong kay Lapu-Lapu na tatarin mo yung putang yun. Spaniard na yan. Nag-intriga yung matagal na ang Chinese dito. Panahon pa nila Lapu-Lapu nga. Halos karamihan ng Pilipino may Chinese ancestry.
Pero itong dispute natin sa China in the West Philippine Sea, some of this in government like J. Tariela of the Philippine Coast Guard, and now we see the signboard in EDSA like Ibo saying condemn China. is it fair, Mayor, to categorize them like this, like they are our enemies, you know? And we, you and me, we have many Chinese friends. Is it fair that they would be doing this and then including us, you know? They're not naming us. Pero basta friend daw ng China, parang sa kanilang sarili, sinasabi traitor. Is it fair for these guys who are educated to be mouthing such things?
Well, I respect their opinion. Pero ganito yan. Tayo nagsasabi na atin yan, yung kabila naman sabi na kanila yan. Kasi itong linya na ito, amin to. Ang Pilipino, sabi niya, amin yan. So, ngayon, kung sabihin na ng China, ano ngayon gawin nyo? Amin to. Anong gawin ninyo?
Yeah. Tapos,
You can call America to go to war because of this boundary. Maniwala kayo na the whole of the armed forces of America will fight there in that boundary, send all their ships and everything, tulungan tayo para mag-commit ng suicide. Hayaan mo na muna, total nandyan na rin yan. Wala namang barko, wala namang enterprising na dyan. Puro questionable lang yung question mark dyan. Leave it that way. It has always been that way. Do not huwag mong palalain ang problema. Hayaan mo na tuloy. Sabihin mo na lang, huwag na kayo dyan, huwag na kami dito. Total, it is a controversy. Each side claiming that span of water there to be his. So the claim of the other side.
Mayor, in this case of foreign relations with other nations, is it not right that it should be the president to be pronouncing statements with regard to foreign relationships with other countries rather than the likes of Tariela of the Philippine Coast Guard or any other agencies of government?
It's supposed to be the foreign affairs.
Foreign affairs.
So foreign affairs muna, not directly. Yung directly yung pang-domestic yan. But when you're talking outside, you talk through because if you suffer a rebuke, hindi sa'yo, yung doon sa it's not good to be involved directly. Kasi ikaw mismo ang papadaan mo sa that's why you have the Foreign Affairs, Department of Justice, di ba? Padaan mo lang dyan. Huwag sa iyo. Ako, minsan, exception is especially for reasons of law and order. Ako mismo ang bumubuga. Right there and then. Pero other than that, other matters, leave it to the diplomatic guys to do it. Foreign Affairs is the best agency to say the things we want to be said in public.
So, foreign affairs talaga.
Maraming salamat po, Mayor. Pastor, bago po sa ating... Magandang gabi po, Mayor. Wala. Bago po sa ating live questions via Zoom, Pastor, may tanong lang po ako kay Mayor. Mayor, nakita po namin ang recent Facebook post ng SMNI News. Nag-tour po kayo sa Kingdom with Pastor. Can you tell us about it po, Mayor?
Ano,
Ayan po.
you know, I have not seen that kind of even environment na yan elsewhere. Sa pagkangayon ng tingin ko, it's a colossal thing for me, at least for Philippine standard, and it's beautiful. Alam mo, si Pastor, pag he goes into that kind of, gusto talaga niya maganap. Kita mo, hindi pa natapos, kalaki at saka kaganda ng
We brought this in Davao City, our own.
Nakaupo ako na hindi ko malaman kung anong sabihin ko. Pasensya na kayo kasi hindi pa functioning yung aircon. Yung unang sa likod ng sige paypay. Nagpalamig sa amin. Salamat po. Maganda. I am sure that it's gonna be the best, whatever you call it, Coliseum or ito, maganda ito. Alam ko pag si Pastor maganda talaga ito. And to think that it's just confined in a very small place. Constricted na kasi tayo dito sa mga boundaries. Kita mo. Diyan ako mag-speech. Ang problema kung ano what would be the subject matter of maghanap akong sinong awayin natin.
When you run for Senator, Mayor, this might be completed already.
Wow.
Your first speech.
Wow.
Hindi ko makuha talaga yung until I see myself there. Pumayat talaga ako, Pastor. I think it's about pride. Hindi mo naman papilit. You cannot force yourself to eat when you are growing up. Hanggang dyan na lang talaga yung capacity mo sa appetite mo. Ganoon yan. So, masyadong kunti lang yung kain.
Mayor, when it is fully completed, you will invite all our friends in Davao City and all over the Philippines.
Yes.
For the inauguration when it's fully completed.
Yes. Ako sa kung payagan mo, Pastor, lahat kayong mga taga Davao, tignan ninyo. Yan, hindi pa natapos yan. What more, ika nga, kung tapos na yan.
Sa loob.
Napakaganda talaga sa loob. Wala akong nakita niya kasi sa Maynila. Sa totoo lang, world class ang if there is somebody na sana na magsalita dyan una, ako. Just to praise God, the pastor for the industry and the kingdom. Yun lang naman ang natin eh. Dapat tayo pwede magyabang ng hindi bigay lahat dyan sa Diyos. Itong kaya pastor, yung toil niya. Mag-enjoy nito yung kingdom. At ang mga taga Davao, mga anak ko, sabihin ko sa inyo, pag nakita ninyo ang loob Ngayon pa lang matulala kayo. Wala kayong makita na ganito sa Maynila. Anywhere. Magposta ako. Totoo yan. Magaganda. So,
I'm proud that it is in Davao City, Mayor, where you are and I am for all the
it will be a very proud moment for all the Davaoenos na nandito yan. And I'm sure that siguro, Pastor, payagan mo naman nung magtingin ang mga tao.
Oh, yes, yes. Everyone, Mayor, that you will invite. We are inviting everyone. All your friends, all of the Davaoenos, from Mayor Baste to the councilors to all. Mag-inauguration tayo, Mayor. And you will be the inauguration speaker.
And that is because of my friendship with Pastor. Very long time ago.
Ako, I'm so glad to have you as a friend, Mayor Kanong, Vice Mayor, Congressman, and I'm so glad that I have a friend that who became president. I'm proud of that. Taga Davao. No one had believed before that you will be able to be there. They already were saying that, who are you? You know, sino ka lang, taga Davao, gano'n. But it makes us proud. Davaoenos and even the whole Philippines now. Proud kami.
The presidency for me, sa akin, was a God-given gift. Galing talaga sa Diyos yan. Kung isipin mo lang, hanggang ngayon, balik ako sa dati, di na ako presidente. Kita mo naman ninyo. Same house, same pickup.
Yes, Mayor.
Talagang sinadya siguro ng... I was there for a purpose, actually.
Your achievements are unsurpassed until now. Your dedication to the work as a public servant, wherever, whatever, local or national, nakita natin. So, we thank you for that legacy and template of leadership that we won't ever forget. Yung trust mo for the ending the insurgency, yung sa corruption, yung sa drugs, and yung build that made a change in the whole landscape of our Philippines. Na kahit saan kapunta ngayon, there are access road, bypass road. In fact, lahat ng mga nangyayari pong mga project ngayon, this is still a run over of your projects when you were president.
Well,
Napatuloy pa ngayon.
all I can say is one statement. I was there to work, period. I don't know. Trabaho lang. Pumasok ako ang trabaho, labas ako. So that's my humble contribution.
Your simple lifestyle is made to make the Filipinos really look up at you as an exemplary public servant. Hindi matatago yun. Even if you're not here, I'm saying that to everyone. And that is an exemplary leadership na where you were before, you went on the top, you had all the temptations in life over there, but nothing happened. You stay on your values, tapos pinakita mo ang template of leadership, lalo na dyan sa bandang corruption. Then you went back the same house, sabi mo, the same pickup, the same lifestyle. Sino yung taong gano'n sa libutan na binigay na lahat sa kanya? But still, you stayed on your course as a simple public servant.
Yun lang naman siguro, Pastor, just being there is already an exceptional gift from God. So why waste it? Why mess it up with?
I'm saying it, Mayor, because parang isa ka lang tao sa sanlibutan ng public service, lalo na sa Pilipinas, na ridden with corruption, na hindi tinablan ng ganong klaseng temptation. So we wish that there will be more Rodrigo Duterte like you in public service.
Siguro, totoo naman, Pastor, because I really lived through it. Ginawa ko talaga yung kaya ko nang gawin. Hanggang anong kaya kong sa utak ko, pati sa gawa ko. But I was really very strict sa... Basta nag-warning ako noon. When I was mayor, sinabi ko na noon, day one, when I was mayor. Kasi prosecutor ako eh. Day one, sinabi ko na siya, do not do it. Nung na-presidente ako, sinabi ko sa kanya, do not do it. Ngayon, nag-it-it ka, di naipit ka. Wala na tayo magawa dyan. Tapos na eh.
Mayor, yun ang isang bagay na nakita ko sa iyo, pati sa ating buong bansang Pilipinas ngayon, yung walang takot na pagharap mo sa malalang problema ng ating bayan. You held the bulls by the horn on yourself for the protection of us. Kasi yung problema yun ang malala. If nobody will really face that, confront that, kawawa kami. Kawawa ang taong bayan. Malala. But in your 6 years of leadership, at least you held back the night for those years na makarecuperate ang damdamin ng tao. Because before that, all the Filipinos are hopeless. Yung ibang bayan, lahat sila sinasabi dito, there's no more hope. Kasi kung it did not happen in your leadership for 6 years, we might be a narco country right now. Hindi na, we've crossed the point of no return. Maging Mexico na tayo, mga Sinaloa cartel, hindi na mapigilan talaga.
Yun talaga ang sinigurado ko. And that was the main focus ko talaga sa kampanya. Drugs, because alam ko sisirain ang bayan natin.
Yes.
I said I would not allow it. Sabi ko lang, nag-warning lang ako sa inyo. Don't. Do not do it.
But Mayor, your intention in going to the war on drugs is to protect us. Yes, it's not to kill people. First of all, it's not really the intention to kill you. It is to protect us. And those killings, between law enforcement and drug lords, drug smugglers, or something like that, is unavoidable. Kasi lalaban sila eh. Lumalaban sila. Of course, may mga mistake na mangyayari, but it was not your intention. Ang importante yung intention eh.
Alam mo, Pastor, basta yung drugs, pera yun. Mahirap kalabanin yung pera. And money is a corrupting thing. Pati yung mga police, mga generals, nasabit na lahat. So, I said that prompted me to say that I would be fighting my own government.
Yes.
At that time na sila ng mga generals nandiyan na sa gobyerno especially Manila.
And you named them.
Oh, I named them publicly.
Pati yung mga nasa dosya na involved na mga mayors at iba pa sa gobyerno.
Judges.
The first time we heard that, I said, oh my God, kung walang ganito, nasa bibig na tayo ng leon. We were in the mouth of destruction and we didn't know it until you came and boldly pinahayag mo.
Well, I was prepared for it actually. Maski nung mayor ako dito. Yung nadaan dito sa Davao, alam nila yun. So, ang malas lang yung mga big time doon na akala nila na hindi ko talaga akala nila hindi ko gagawin. Sabi ko, sus, Ginoo ko. Yan ang dyan. Hindi mo dala sa korte yan. Laruan ka lang. I was a prosecutor, so alam ko ang laro ng mahuli sila.
They are money.
Mahal ng man.
Oh,
May pensa.
balik na naman.
Labas, balik naman negosyo. So walang katapusan talaga. So in the meantime, marami na ang bata na gugunggong.
Oh.
Hindi man ako magyabang, pero kung hindi ko ginawa yun, kawawa yung bayan ko. Kaya sinabi ko sa kanila, remember that I am a Filipino. Remember that I care for my country and my fellow men. Sinabi ko sa inyo, huwag mong gawin. Ginawa nila. Hanggang mulot. Dito sa Davao noon, initially, yung hindi talaga ng mayaman pa, ganoon talagang buhay.
Mayor, your hate of drugs and the effect of it, kailan nagpasimula sa iyo yan? Nung prosecutor ka o nung naging mayor ka na prosecutor pa?
No, yung prosecutor pa ako. And as a civilian, nakikita ko na yung epekto ng shabu. Marami na nagugunggong. If you will not control it, maraming bata matamaan.
Pero those that heed your call, Mayor, and then surrendered, di ba gumawa ka ng rehabilitation centers dito? Yung nag-surrender, they heeded your call. Naniwala sila, sinabi mo na huwag niyong gawin dito, and then nagbagong buhay, nag-surrender sila. Di ba may mga rehabilitation ginawa ka doon sa kanila, ginastusan ng gobyerno?
Alam mo, it's a very sad thing to say in public. Pero ang tao, whether it could be Caucasian or a black or a Chinese, pag sinabi mo lang kasi wag, pag sinabi mo please stop, if there is this please stop, sabihin mo stop or so nakita nila nung marami nung presidente ko masyado kasi nakita nila dito na dahil sinabi ko dito na lahat man tayo taga Davao, yung hindi na naiwala, please stop breathing permanently.
Pero meron silang argument, ganito, sa demokrasya daw, kailangan pabayaan mo ang tao sa gusto niya. Halimbawa, gusto niya ng drugs, sirain ang buhay niya, tulad yung nangyayari sa Amerika, meron silang zombie street, puro mga drug na hindi mo na mapakinabangan sa sosyedad. So what is your role as an elected government to protect society if that is the case na interpretation ng demokrasya na pabayaan mo na lang?
Ano mo, Pastor, madali naman sabihin yung gano'n sa tao, no? Ang problema, yung drugs kasi, lalo na itong shabu, it's easy to manufacture. Mura, tapos mapagbili mo, pera ka agad. Na usually, in a barangay, kung lahat ng mga bata dyan malulong na sa droga, may steady income ka na. At bakit nangyayari yan? Kasi ito si A, pag natamaan na siya, wala siyang pera, lalo mahirap lang, maghanap din siya ng B na dikitan niya para to sustain his habit. Ito namang si B, maghanap ng C, and so on and so forth. Ang problema, karamihan dito, walang pera. Kung nagmamanufacture ng papel ng pera yan, okay lang. Bayad mo lang. Ang problema kasi, ang addiction, pag wala na, magnakaw, mag-hold up, tapos pag nabangag na, mag-rape. So, it will destroy the community. And eventually, pag lahat na sa community to community, it will destroy the country. Kasi sinabi ko sa kanila, huwag mong gagawin yan kasi you will destroy the country. And I will not allow it. Bahala na kayo sa ibang panahon. Mabutit naman nung kumalma talaga sila. Alam nila I meant business. Kung anong klaseng paraan ko, nalaman naman ng lahat ng tao, di sige. So, but you have to make a stand. Ngayon, still, pero hindi ko naman trabaho yan. I just remind everybody that, do not destroy our children. Yan na lang. Masakit sa amin yung pinagpaaral namin, tapos after high school sa college na luluhin mo sa droga, you destroy the future, destroy the family. And if you put one drug addict in a family, that family becomes dysfunctional. Yan ang masakit dyan. Lalo na yung mga nanay, tatay, lalabas ng bayan para lang magpakain, magpadala, bigay ng edukasyon ng mga anak nila. Tapos sige lang padala dito. Ito namang mga sige dikit-dikit doon. So lang lahat ng pera ng pinadala sa pagod ng mga nanay pati tatay, pagdating nila pornada kasi ang mga anak nila gunggong na. O kayo mga maintindihan ninyo kung bakit yan. Ganon ako naghinakit. Ganon ako nasisirain ninyo ang buhay ng mga anak namin. Ang problema, naging mayor ako at naging presidente ako. So parang tatay ako, parang the father of the city. Well, of course, it's a figure of speech, actually. Pero dinibdib ko yung pagkatatay ko sa syudad. Not in my city. Huwag mong gawin yan kasi kaya kita. I mean, I really do not care kung mangamoy ako sa presuhan. Ganon ako ka-determinado. I was prepared to stake my life, my honor,
pamilya mo pa.
And even my mayorship, no.
In your presidency, Mayor, there was twice or three times that you attempted to resign. Why is that?
Twice, Pastor. Dito minsan sa command conference, dito puro military, sabihin ko na, I will make it open. Alam mo ito ng military pati police na nakikinig kayo lahat. Nandito sila, nandito yung police. Nandito kami, si Medjaldia, ako. May nangyari, Pastor, na hindi ko nagustuhan. Kaya nagalit ako. Sinabi ko, kung ganito lang naman nagagawin ninyo sa aking pagka-presidente ko, gagawin ninyo yan. Magre-resign na lang ako. Kung sinong papalit sa akin, sige, larga kayo. Sabi ko, titindig ako. Pag tumindig yung chief ng Air Force, chief ng Navy, Army, pati police, titindig ako, lalabas ako sa kwarto, maghanap kayo ng presidente ninyo kasi ako uwi ng Davao. In lahat yan, nandiyan sila lahat mga military. In a command conference yun eh. Second, yung sa mga mayors naman, pati meron rin akong hindi nagustuhan. Kung sabi ko, kung hindi ko kayo mapasunod, at ganito lamang gawin na palabas sa bayan, kayo na lang, huwag ninyo ako isali. So, tumindig ako, sabi ko, I'm resigning. Kaya kung hanap ko yun ng presidente na gusto ninyo. Sabi ko, saya sinabi ko doon sa dalawang hindi ako mamamatay kung hindi ako presidente. You know, I've been mayor for 23 years. Tapos, ito lang presidente. Tapos na ako niyan. Kung power tripping lang, tapos na ako dyan. 23 years power tripping. Wala kasi akong whether I remain to be president. Hindi ako nagko-compromise eh. It's either I go or you go. Since marami man kayo ditong doon sa command conference, alam ng lahat ng military nakikinig sila ngayon. Sabi ko, wag ako. Not me. Do not do it. To me.
Mayor, in your experience, it's been more than a year in the Marcos administration, and you've been there before also. How do you rate it right now in a scale of 1 to 10?
Ito ngayon?
Ito ngayon. In the more than a year of...
Well, I don't know. I may have may shortfalls rin ako noon. Maybe shortcomings, shortfalls, in the sense that I was not able really to attain the objectives that I started and hope to finish on time. Dito may, but I still hope that there's still enough time. Sabi na ng mga police, there is a strong resurgence of drugs. So, isa yan. Mabutit na lang, sa awa ng Diyos, siguro, nakinig rin sila appeal kay Presidente for a peaceful nation. Wala na masyadong NPA. Itong mga kriminal na lang, kaya naman ito ng police even without the order of the President. In a way, it's their duty to control crime and criminality. So, palagay ko, medyo okay pa. I think on a scale, just to have a visual, in scale of 1 to 10, maybe the administration is performing like 6 and 1 half.
At least,
Pero, wala pa siya sa, hindi pa umama. I hope that magpunta ng 7-8. Not really specifically for any person there or even the president, but for the Filipino. Because at the end of the day, the biggest loser would be the people of the Republic of the Philippines. Any failure, for that matter, by the president or by our institutions like Congress and Supreme Court, people will suffer. So, ako naman, wala na ako sa and I don't just unnecessarily nagli-lecture ng ang gawin. So, wala ka naman, so you have no business. I'm just saying that is my opinion. And I have every right under the Constitution to express my opinion, freedom of expression.
Mayor, before our Zoom-in questions, it's about time to give our people there the Zoom-in questions. One more, Mayor. How do you look at the economy
Now,
now?
para may visual tayo, parang ganun rin. I rated also the performance of the president. Just still above.
Handle pa rin.
Not exceedingly well, but just enough for the Filipino to be at least comfortable. So we're at about 6 and 1 half. 7 kasi is a very desirable one.
Yes.
Wala nang kakaabot ng 10 in any country. It's always about 8.
Yeah.
Even the progressive nations in Europe, hindi nakakaabot ng 10. Mga 8. Hindi hinangin 8 and 1 half. Just about 7 to 1 half.
So okay pa rin tayo, Mayor, sa tingin mo ngayon?
Okay pa tayo. Yung value ng pera natin.
Well, punta na tayo sa ating mga Zoom-in questions. Ang unang magtatanong ay si MJ Montihar from SMNI. MJ, come in.
Maraming salamat po, Pastor. Good morning, sir. At mayong buntag kay Mayor Digong. Sir, sa resumption po ng sesyon sa Kamara ay matapang po na nilinaw ni Speaker Martin Romualdez ang issue po ng paggamit nila ng pera sa Kongreso. Ayon kay Speaker Romualdez, hindi naging maluwag at walang pinabura ng Kamara sa issue at nakatuon ang mga ginagawa nila sa kapakanan ng mga Pilipino. Handa rin daw ang lider ng Kamara na tumayo laban sa kahit kanino at didepensahan ang kanilang mga pasya at aksyon sa harap ng mga issue ng pag-atake sa integridad ng Kamara. Ano po ang masasabi niyo dito, Mayor?
Kung yung sinasabi niya totoo, hindi maganda. Wala tayong problema. If what he's saying is really true, and if it is what is happening right now, then we should be thankful to Romualdez.
Pero yung hiningin ninyong audit, Mayor, hindi pa lagi lumabas hanggang ngayon.
Ayaw sa intelligence one that was precipitated by, alam mo kasi itong, kasi dumaan kasi ako ng presidente, Pastor. You just do not spend millions of pesos kasi malaman ng budget yan eh. Hindi ka mag-release ng intelligence fund dyan ng sabi mo 100 pesos. It's always by the millions. So, yung grabe ko, the safest way to do it if you're really, kung diskumpiyado kayo at kayo naman dyan sa Congress, then we can go into an audit para malaman natin.
Malaman ng taong bayan.
Malaman ng taong bayan.
So tama yung sinabi niya na tatayo sila laban kanino at depensa ng kanilang pasya at aksyon sa harap ng mga issue sa pagtatagi ng integridad ng Kamara. So kailangan ilabas yung hinihingi ninyo. Para integridad ng Kamara manatili.
Correct. I was once a member of Congress also. So, maski saan, nung presidente ako, the usual is, let's go into an audit. And make it public. Para walang, sabi mo, tinatago. Yung kasi yung audit, hindi naman pinapublish. But if there is something wrong, then we can always demand the information given to the public because under the Constitution, the right to be informed is secret. So,
Pastor, follow-up question lang po, sirs. Sa session din po, kanina Mayor, nag-resign po sa kalagitnaan ng plenary session si Pampanga Congressman Don Gonzales nang maipit po sa tanong ni Liberal Party President Ed Zelagman sa kung sino po yung nagsasalita laban sa institusyon. Bago niyo po banggitin ang bago niyo po nabanggit ang niyo pong pangalan, ay nag-resign po muna siya bilang miyembro ng partido. Mayor, kayo po ang chairman ng PDP Laban. Ano pong masasabi niyo po at ang payo po ninyo sa inyong mga kapartido, Mayor? Maraming salamat po.
I respect his decision to go out of the party, and I would encourage that those who are not in tune with us or hindi nyo nagustuhan, you're always welcome to go out. Wala naman akong, even if I remain to be the only one PDP, okay na sa akin. Wala akong problema. Even if ako lang ang maiwan sa PDP, buong Pilipinas, okay na ako. Wala akong dynamics dyan.
Maraming salamat po, Pastor. Maraming salamat po, Mayor.
Alam
Thank
mo
you, sir.
kasi ganito yan may kanya-kanya tayong prinsipyo. If hindi tayo I would presume na we are all in good faith. Na yung prinsipyo mo hindi magkasya sa prinsipyo ko or our principle fight with each other and we cannot come to a common understanding. We can always go separate ways. Ako, PDP ako. Ayun, kung hindi pa naman ako pinapaalis ng partido ko, so kung umalis ang kayo lahat, okay lang. Then, malapit naman ang election, it's just around the corner. And maybe we'll just have to field another fresh personalities or faces. And we can always rebuild on, if it is in tatters, that we can rebuild the party anytime. For as long, ang importante kasi dyan, yung prinsipyo.
Yes.
It's not just the party. Yung party principles, importante yan. But the most important is yung tao. Kung may prinsipyo ka, magkakaintindihan talaga tayo. Kung wala kang prinsipyo sa buhay, kaya ito basta papayag ka lang just because it is wrong, pakisama, or you do the wrong thing, do not expect me to clap my hands every time that you make a stupid thing there. So taon ako dumaan ako I've been mayor for 23 years. Congressman, then president, vice mayor. So, wala man akong tinatago. Huwag na maghanap ka kasi halongkatin mo yung ano.
Okay, MJ, thank you. Ang susunod ay si Angel Pastor din ng SMNI. Angel, come in.
Hello, Pastor. Good morning po. Daghang salamat, sir. And good morning din po kay Mayor. Mayor, yung question po is, mayroon po tayong bagong kalihim ng Department of Agriculture, si Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. Galing po siya sa pribadong sector, Mayor, and katunayan, siya po ay kilalang bilyonaryo at presidente po ng malaking fishing corporation na Frabel Fishing Corporation, maging sa iba't ibang sector sa energy, manufacturing, at isa rin po sa naging top campaign donor ng Pangulong BBM noong 2022 elections. Mayor, ano po yung expectations ninyo sa bagong DA Secretary po natin, Mayor? And sa tingin po ba ninyo, Mayor, fit po siya to become DA Secretary, though he is from private sector po, Mayor? Thank you po.
Ma'am, nung presidente pa ako, and even during my mayorship days, naririnig ko ng pangalan ni
DA.
si Laurel.
Francisco Dio Laurel.
Naririnig ko na yan. Nagka-crop up yung pangalan niya, mga prospect. Yung mga prospect nila na magpasok sa gobyerno. But at one time, he was even considered during my term. Pero baka tinanggihan niya. His name is a byword dito sa itong kind of business niya. I think he has the wherewithals. He's qualified and he's well known. Maybe I do not know him personally, but I would assume that he is good because kinuha siya ni Presidente. I just hope that he can improve things or whatever we desire to go into, accelerate yung panahon kasi hindi naman lahat na nagagawa agad dyan in 1 or 2 years. But he's, I think, qualified. Narinig ko na yung pangalan niya noon pa. His name has been circulating even when I was a mayor in the city of Davao.
Okay yan, Angel.
Thank you po, Mayor. Thank you po, Pastor. Good morning po.
Thank you. Ang susunod na magtatanong ay walang iba kundi si
Jade Calabroso.
Jade Calabroso. Jade, ano yung tanong natin?
Pastor, mayang gabi, daghang salamat Pastor, mayang gabi, Mayor, ang may buntag ay sa tanan. Pastor, Mayor, ang akong pangutana, ang tanong ko po ay tungkol po dito sa bagong opposition leader. Itinuturing po kasi Mayor na nag-isang political analyst kayo po bilang isang bagong mukha po ng opposition ngayon. Ito po yung naging obserbasyon ni dating Presidential Advisor for Political Affairs, Ronald Llamas, kasunod na rin po sa inyong mga naging pahayag kamakailan hinggil sa kakulangan ng oposisyon sa kasalukuyang pamahalaan. Kung naalala po ninyo, Mayor, noong October 17 na episode po ninyo, sinabi po ninyo na walang oposisyon ngayon, walang tumitira sa gobyerno, tahimik lahat. Kung ano lang gusto ng gobyerno ngayon, sige lang, tahimik sila. Pagkat nabili lahat. Ano ho ba yung masasabi niyo dito, Mayor?
Well, do not always assume that the government is always correct. there are many mistakes committed along the way in governance, whether with or without malice. Somebody has to point out these things so that the administration or somebody or the president will know about it. Kasi yung mga bagay-bagay na kung sila lang, hindi naman nila sinasabi yung problema nila or whatever. Even without sabihin mo na walang corruption o may... there has to be somebody who would be just checking and maybe try to figure out if it is the correct way. If it isn't the right way, then yes, to call the attention of the one who is there running the show. Ganon ka, in a democracy, there must always be an opposition. If there is no opposition, there is no democracy.
Oh, right.
Well, if there is no right to dissent, that is the essence, the right to disagree or dissent. If that is absent, there is no democracy. Even if it's all correct all the time or most of the time, okay lang yan. But there has to be somebody there to check. And that is the opposition who should be doing it. Wala kasing opposition yan. Nawala sa mapa yung liberal eh. So, ako naman, I do not want to join an organization or create an organization just to point out the mistakes of the Marcos administration. That's not been my business. Dumaan ako pagka presidente. I will not be there just to show to you how wrong this guy is. But kung sabihin mo, I'll be there to point out that what he is doing or what they are deciding upon will destroy the country, then I will do it on my own, even without a party. Pag nasisira yung decision, sasabihin ko talaga sa inyo, sabi mo, hindi pwede yan. But I will not be there to criticize just to find the nitty-gritty mistakes. I will not do that. If the president is correct, kindly listen because I'm giving you the best advice.
Sunod, ang magtatanong ay si Sara Santos ng SMNI pa rin. Sara, pasok.
Maraming salamat po, Pastor. Magandang umaga po sa inyo at maging sa inyo rin po, Mayor. Ang aking pong katanungan is patungkol po doon sa tugon sa MASA survey results for the third quarter of this year na inilabas ng Octa Research fairly recently. Si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos po ay nakakuha ng 73% trust rating sa third quarter nitong taon mula sa previous rating of 75%. Similarly, Mayor, bumaba din ang trust rating ni VP Inday Sara mula 85% to 75%. Samantala, para naman kay House Speaker Martin Romualdez, tumaas ang trust rating from 54% to 60% in the same period. Kung ikukumpara po, Mayor, sa nakaraang taon, malaki ang itinaas na trust rating ni Romualdez mula 38% to 60%. Dahil dito, marami po ang nagulat o nag-question sa resultang ito sapagkat kapag bumaba ang trust rating ng Pangulo, lalo na't kasama rin ng pangalawang Pangulo, ang inaasahang epekto po, Mayor, ay bababa na rin ang resulta para sa mga ibang opisyal ng gobyerno dahil isang administrasyon lang naman sila. Hingin lang po namin na, Mayor, ang inyong pong komento o reaction po patungkol po dito. Maraming salamat po.
I am happy that they are improving on the ratings because it simply means that they're doing their job well. And the people's choices are there. So whether or not tama o mali yung ginagawa nila. Kung tumaas yung rating nila, except that if you siguro na hindi, especially for the president, most importantly the president, kung tumaas yung rating, maligaya ako kasi wala naman tayong presidente walang iba, si Marcos and he's good for 6 years pang-ilan lang tayo ngayon. So if we begin to distrust him, even with the ratings that are there, which shows that they are fairly good or not good, doing fairly good. Hindi naman pwede ma-very good yan maligaya ako, not for them but for my country. Ibig sabihin, may nangyayari na maganda para sa bayan natin. And I'm happy that the president is improving on his rating, which means to say that he is really working hard at Congress and everybody. I should be happy. Being a former president, what takes the essence of their output would be the result of the surveys, which would show that most of the Filipinos are contented. Kisa naman maghirap tayo na wala nang puro na lang I'm not that into this business of remember guys, remember Mr. President that I'm here just to say a few things to correct. Just little errors, hindi naman malaki. I'm not here to destroy you. You are no longer a candidate. You are a working president. And wala naman akong ambisyon. Before your term ends, baka patay na ako, matanda na ako. Kaya magtulungan na lang tayo. And when I say that with sincerity that hindi naman good, Mr. President, kung fairly good. So improve on it. Maybe the next time that I would sit here to talk to the nation, you'll be making it good. And then I'd be happy if you strive to go the next step, which is very good. And if you reach the pinnacle of the best president, then I would be the happiest person on earth. At least meron tayong presidente naging best president. Kaya ako, ang rating ko was just 90, not so good. But nandoon yung word good.
93 siguro.
So, ang mali lang, mga ano lang, hindi lang mali, mga ano lang kasi not so good. Pero basta nakita mo yung good, okay na yun. Yung not so, hayaan mo na yan si not so. Wala lang. Dito ko na lang sa good.
Well, maganda yung tugon ng ating Pangulo sapagkat he wishes the President the best in his presidency. Wala na tayong magtapos pero meron pa isang tanong, no? Si Senator Pimentel, ito si Kiko, Senate Minority Leader, push for zero intel funds for Office of the President. Sabi niya, alisin na lang ang intelligence funds ng Office of the President, Office of the Vice President, ibigay na lang daw sa may kinalaman sa intelligence gathering. Kasama na dito yung ibigay na lang sa Department of Foreign Affairs sapagkat ito ay may kinalaman sa national security. Ano masasabi po niyo, Mayor?
Well, in that case, if you do away with the intelligence fund of the president, vice president, and all, he might as well do away with everybody.
Yeah.
Pati yung mga mayors na. Then you would maybe suffer the consequences. Kasi yung market ng survey, iba yung market ng survey ng military, pati yung civilian. Hindi magkapareho yan. They do not really even approximate each other. When they say that yung military, the condition is good, this is factory, it does not reflect the whole truth. You have to get it from other sources para mabalance mo. And kung sabihin mo na tanggalin mo yung intelligence fund, lalo na sa executive department, alam mo yung Congress lays down the policy. When the policy is there, produced by Congress, it is implemented. Ngayon yung implementation, it covers a lot of all aspects of governance. Things you must need to know before you act. That is intelligence fund. Things that you need to know before you say something, that is intelligence fund, especially in matters of national security. You cannot do away with it by just giving it to the military. I'm not saying that they cannot be trusted. But that is not the way how democracy works. The intelligence gathered by the military would be a far different thing gathered by the mayors and the administrators. Hindi mo pwedeng alisin yan. Because hindi nila lahat ng mga military magtanong doon, isusurvey nila, lalo ng kaharap nila military. Hindi yung sasabihin ng totoo yan. Kung kaibigan niya, yung barangay captain pala, isang komunista. Or, yung kapatid niya nandoon sa bukid. You know, you have to get the sources from all. Now, itong mga executives, mayors, governors, presidente, kailangan talaga nila. The vice president should know why. Because the president does not share the secrets of the intelligence gathered with the vice president. Kung mamatay bigla lang yung presidente, his heart would just stop suddenly. Makakandara pa itong vice president niya, hindi niya malaman kung ano ang sitwasyon. Yan ang problema. Kayang mga mayors, how do they run? They must have not excessively given. Pero importante yung intelligence man. Ayaw ko, I have been mayor for 23 years. You think I could have the first thing to enjoy happiness dito sa Pilipinas, Davao City? You think nakuha natin yan kung walang investment? You think that you would be peaceful if I did not just buy information or buy out the person? O ito, umuwi ka na. Pumunta ka na, bumalik ka na sa inyo. Huwag ka nang umalik dito. Taga saan ka ba? Taga Samar, o sige, uwi ka na sa Samar. Sa pamilya mo ito, magnegosyo ka na lang. Ganun Ganun ang trabaho ng presidente, pati mayors and governor. Kung hindi mo madala sa kausapin mo na lang. Lalo na kung may pamilya. Para yung ako para sa akin yung rebelde hindi masyado. Itong kriminal ang wala akong pasensya talaga. Like kidnapping with kidnap patapos patayin mo. O baski mag-kidnap ka, then you put a human being under stress for so many hours, for so many days. Hindi magandang gawin yan eh. Kaya prosecutor ako, I always nilalagay ko yung ano ko, kung ano ang kung ako ang ginawa sa akin. Kaya mainit ang ulo ko dyan sa mga kriminal. Talagang mainit. Pati yung itong droga. Sisirain nila yung bata. Pinapaaral ng tatay, nanay, high school, magkatapos, then college, expecting that this guy, his son or daughter would finish a 4-year course on time and maybe try to find jobs and prepare for marriage or an occupation that would last a lifetime. It's the future that you are destroying. Kaya galit ako. You are killing the future of our children. Bad yan. Kung bad ka, mas bad ako. Alam mo, itong mga kriminal, ibigay mo lang sa kanila yung ginagawa nila. Wala, tabla na. Tablahin mo lang. Kaya sa akin, minus yung activity na gano'n. Hindi talaga papayag.
So dapat yung intelligence funds, Mayor, yun ang ginagawa para magkaroon ng information.
Oo. Hindi mo talaga masulba dyan pag walang pera.
So maganda yung tugon ng ating muting Mayor sa about itong panukala ni Senator Pimentel na alisin na lang. Talagang kailangan pala talaga yan. So, dami pa dito, Mayor, mga issues, mga tanong na dapat talakayin natin, pero we have run out of time. Anyway, mga kababayan, mga kaibigan at lahat kayo, MWF ang ating Mayor sa susunod na Merkules, according to Gikan, and Friday. So, ano man yung mga tanong ninyo sa susunod, hindi lang mga SMNI journalist and broadcaster magtatanong, we will accept in phone-in questions sa ating text chat. Pwede rin kayo mag-involve ng mga tanong ninyo kung ano yung mga tanong sa mga issues na dinadana natin. So, Mayor, before we end, we would like for you to give your last message for this episode.
Well, let me just say this. It's about our country. Maraming mga issues na for or against Marcos. But at this early, I would rather urge na we give the President a sufficient time to attain his objectives. Or if he has fallen short, for him to correct. Masyadong maaga pa kasi, so we have to give our support to our government. I am happy and I'm very thankful to we should be the Filipino people. Dapat magpasalamat sa armed forces because at no other time there is really mababa ang insurgency. Mayroong insurgents, pero yung activity nila medyo na control ng... Pero hindi mawawala yan. Nandyan yan sila. But to the credit of the military, talagang nila. They were able to minimize the activities of the communists. Na-marginalize nila ngayon. To the margin talaga. Na-marginalize nila ang insurgency. Ito namang ating criminality. Well, we have a functioning police hierarchy at okay naman ang performance nila. Except for a few, but mostly isolated cases na ngayon. Hindi nakagaya noon na medyo lalabas ng lalabas. And to the credit of the administration, ngayon, we have to admit it na but no other time, kasama na ako, maganda talaga ang panahon. Except that the world is really boiling. So, huwag na sana tayo madamay. And I urge the Filipinos, all of us, not to meddle, not to, wag tayo makisali dyan. Let us chart the direction of this country. Doon lang sa tamang magtulungan lang tayo. Patal wala ba tayong gawin eh. So kung wala tayong gawin, bakit tayo magawa ng masama? Hindi, magawa na lang tayo ng tama para sa kapakanan ng ating bayan. Total, may anak rin kayo eh. Yung mga kriminal may anak rin kayo. Yan nga ang makasakit dyan is baka ma-salvage kayo, mamatay kayo, mag-iwan kayo ng biyuda pati sa kawalang kwenta. So kung gano'n kayo mga kriminal, huwag na lang kayo mag-asawa. Or magbili na ka lang kayo ng pills. Bahala na kung ilang araw kayo mag-hold up o ilang araw kayo huwag na lang magdamay ng isang tao. Ang mahirap kasi nito is yung magpalabas ka ng tao sa mundo. At alam mo, ang buhay niya talagang pahirapan siya. Teka, ikaw hold upper ka. Huwag na lang yan. Pati yung handyan ka lang. Tapos mag-anak ka ng 6-7. Sus Marius. Ayun, anong income mo? Kung ano lang income mo, yun lang. Pagdating doon, 2, 1, 2. Hindi yung pabuti ng 3, 4. Hindi na kaya yung kung kaya lang kita mo. Ibili mo na yung pilis yung pera mo, iba yung sweldo na. Mag-face ka na lang yung asawa mo. Sabi kasalanan huwag kayo maniwala dyan sa... That is... ang tawag nito, Pastor. Is there the word archaic? Archaic. Masyado ng... luma na yun na it's a sin to tell a lie. Alam mo, what you should do is to stare at reality. At gawin mo kung ano ang dapat gawin mo in accordance with the parameters of the reality that you see. Huwag mong ilampas. Kaya kayo okay yung basta total, ang pills kung wala ka ikabilin, pamasahe lang ang kailangan mo, punta ka doon sa city at bibigyan ka ng pills. Ang asawa mo, interviewin mo. O sige, bigyan ka ng ilang pakete yan. Sige, halabira. Basta inumin mo lang yan. O sabi yung simbahan na kasalanan, gano'n. Mabuti kung ang magsimbahan magbigay ng bigas. Yun ang hirap sa gano'n, yung archaic, yung hindi na huwag kayong kasalanan, mag-control.
Not according to the times.
Hindi na pwede yan eh. Basta uncontrolled. Tapos pagdating ng panahon, maraming bata maghirap. Hindi nga makakain kasi sa karami, paghati-hatian pa. Which is more of an injustice. Mamili kayo. Makinig kayo dyan sa... hindi naman sa lahat ng pare. I'm not attacking the... Makinig kayo dyan sa mga... O yung practical kayo. Jesus Christ Himself showed us how to be practical. What am I saying? To show in practical terms how He would give His life for the sins of mankind. He allowed Himself to be crucified. Alam niyo, masakit. Matinig ka lang ng tamtat. Papaya ka na ibitayan. But He did it to impress upon mankind henceforth. There were other symbolisms before Him, I'm sure.
Sacrifice.
Wala pa tayo noon eh. But during Christ's time, yun ano niya. God allowed His Son to be beaten, kicked, nailed to the cross to save mankind. That was for the past and future. Kaya huwag ka na maghanap ng bagong Jesucristo para ipako mo para sa mga kasalanan natin. Yun na yun. That's why you ponder on those things that had happened in the past. Because yun ang magbibigay sa iyo ng bearing sa direction. You know what is moral or not. Moral is right. And basic masyado yan. Yung ginagawa ang a lot of things are happening around in the world. But maybe next time we'll have
Yes, we will. We'll focus on that kasi ito yung mainit na issue ngayon. The whole world over is like burning. So there is a threat into every countries that are involved in this. And it might be the trigger to World War III.
it will, Pastor, kasi pag nahila ng itong Hamas, pag nahila nila ang Iran, ang Iran kasi may we have a suspicion that may atomic bomb.
Kagawa na siya.
Pag ginamit nila, unahan na sila ng Amerika. With all the intelligence and everything, magkagulo talaga yan.
Pagkampihan.
At saka yung, Arabs will always sympathize with, although I think the Iranians are not from the Arab...
Persians yan yan. They are non-Persians.
Persian.
Shiite sila. Shia.
Yung natawag ng Persian noon, that is Iran. So, yun yung... So, we'll just pray to God that there will be no spillover. And that yung dito, I hope it's not a question of religion. It will never be one para sa atin.
Mayor,
With that,
maraming salamat po, Mayor, sa panahong ibinigay niyo po sa amin sa araw na ito. At dyan po, Mayor, nagtatapos ang ating Gikan sa MASA para sa MASA sa araw na ito. At sa lahat po ng mga taga-subaybay ng SMNI, maraming salamat. At muli, maraming salamat sa ating butihin at ginagalang na former President Rodrigo Duterte. At higit sa lahat, maraming salamat po, Pastor. Ating pinakamamahal na Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy. Quiboloy para sa programang ito kung saan inilaan para sa ating inang bayan, para sa mamayang Pilipino at para sa Diyos at sa Pilipinas nating mahal. Praise the Father.
So, salamat po mga kaibigan, mga kababayan at mga televiewers muli na nakapiling natin ang ating pinakamamahal na dating Presidente ng Pilipinas at ngayon ay laging sinusubaybayan ng lahat kung ano ang kanyang mga salaysay, mga usapin ng bayan na dapat nating malaman. At ngayong Miyerkules at Friday, ang schedule po ng ating buting mayor, Wednesday, Friday to, according to the accommodation of his time. Yun ang kanyang schedule dito sa atin sa SMNI. Kaya tabay lamang po kayo at salamat sa lahat ng inyong pagsubaybay. Ito ay i-replay sa buong linggo hanggang sa susunod na episode. So, salamat pong lahat. Pagpalain tayo ng ating dakilang Ama, ang ating Panginoong Kristo, hanggang sa muli ng ating pagkikita sa Gikan sa MASA, para sa MASA, para sa Diyos at sa